Hello everyone. Today we will study the poem Wind written by Subramanya Bharati. Introduction to the poem. We all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. In this poem, the poet talks to wind. The power of wind has been described, and the poet says that the wind is destructive. The poem gives an important message that we should be mentally tough and strong enough to face the adversities of life. A weak person breaks down like a weak building and gets crumbled, but a stronger person faces all problems and becomes stronger. Hence, we should always be strong enough to fight with our problems. So the poem goes like this. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Here the poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. He says that the wind should not be very strong. It should be soft. Further, he says that the wind is very powerful and destructive. It breaks the shutters of windows and scatters the papers. The wind is so rude. Because of the powerful attack of the wind, all the books which are kept on the shelf fall down. So here, the poet is describing the power of the wind. He asks the wind to look at the destruction done by it. Whenever there is a strong wind, all weak things like small plants, little kids get scared and they can even fall and get hurt. We can say that in the beginning lines of the poem, the poet is referring to wind as a young child. He is saying that it should come softly just like a small child does. In next few lines, the poet describes that wind is destructive just like a youth. Just like a young boy or a young girl who is full of energy, violence and destruction. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Here the word crumbling is repeated so many times to highlight that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. The poet says that when wind is very powerful, it is very strong. It becomes the reason for breakage of everything. Houses which are weak fall. Doors which are weak fall. The beams on which the roof of the buildings are supported, they also fall. All the wooden structures fall. All bodies of people, animals fall. Because of the strong power of wind, everything gets crumbled. So, with the help of this poem, the poet is trying to alert us to be strong enough so that we can fight with the strong winds. As whenever a weak person faces any challenges in life, he breaks down and falls. Whereas a strong person can always solve all problems of his life with a smile on his face. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Here the poet is addressing to wind as wind god. He says that the powerful god of wind winnows, that means he sifts all the people, and those people who are weak fall down and get crushed. So here a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from chaff, the wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. When there is a strong wind, all the things that are weak fall and get crushed. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friend with us. In these lines, the poet wishes to make friends with the wind. It means that the poet suggests us to be friend of the adversities of our lives. He says that the problems would not listen to us. The problems would always be there in our life. So, we should always be prepared. Now, for preparing ourselves, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our house firmly so that the wind cannot get in. It means that we should also make our bodies strong and hearts firm to face these challenges. Once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be like our friends. We will not feel that they are troubling us. In fact, we will accept them as challenges, and after winning those challenges, we will feel great. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. Now the poet keeps the wind on a pedestal and compares it to God. He says that wind is God and we praise it daily. He also adds that everything that is weak gets over in the face of the strong wind. In addition, all the things that are strong flourish and grow stronger. The poet gives us the message that we should make ourselves physically and mentally strong to face these challenges. Also, when we become their friends, then we will be happy, as they will help us to become stronger and better, because the challenges and hardships of life make us physically and mentally strong. Now, let us revise the summary of the poem. The poet requests the wind to blow gently. He asks the wind not to break the shutters of the windows, scatter the papers, and throw down the books from the shelf. But the wind does not listen to him and turns violent and destructive. It throws down everything and tears the pages of the books. The poet accuses the wind of bringing rain once again. He tells the wind that it always makes fun of weak people and things. It crumbles down weak houses, weak doors, and weak rafters. It tears down weak bodies and fragile hearts, but does no harm to the strong. The poet says that it is up to the wind god whether it brings destruction or shows mercy on humanity. The poet suggests the reader that to make friends with the wind, we need to build strong homes with firm doors. He also suggests people to be strong both physically and mentally to combat and resist the ill effects of the wind. The last 4 lines of the poem tell us about the nature of the wind. It blows out those fires which burn with a weak force, but the strong fires turn stronger by the wind. It means that the wind is supportive of those who are already strong and powerful but crushes the weak. A very significant message is hidden in these 4 lines. Strong people are not affected by adversities, but the weak do. So, it is good to be a friend of the wind, which is a symbol of hardships and obstacles, because only then we will be able to face tough times. Now, let us study the literary devices used in the poem. Rhyme scheme. The entire poem is written in free verse. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. Anaphora. When a word is repeated at the start of 2 or more consecutive lines, it is a device of anaphora. Lines 2, 3, 4 begin with don't. Lines 6, 7, 8 begin with you. Personification. Wind has been personified. When the poet says you are, he is referring to wind as you. That means he is treating wind as a person. Repetition. Crumbling is repeated many times to lay emphasis. The poet wants to say that the wind crushes everything that is weak. That is why he repeats the word crumbling. Alliteration. The repetition of a consonant sound in close connection. Wind winnows, won't. Symbolism. Symbolism means that the thing refers to some other thing. Wind is a symbol. It refers to the challenges in life. He is using wind as a symbol for the adversities in our life.